iCreate's well-known logo, creating job creators instead of job seekers, says it all. And I'm pleased to present Harsh and Aruna as my guests today. Harsh holds an MBA from Harvard Business School. He is the president of iCreate, and professionally, he is the president of Bankworld Inc., a Washington area consulting company engaged in private sector and financial sector development internationally. Bankworld has provided advisory services in over 75 countries. Dr. Aruna Bhargav is the executive director of iCreate. She is also an author, having published books both for children and adults. Her book, Everyday Entrepreneurs, which carries a foreword by India's top industrialist Rahul Bajaj, is in its 5th reprint. India's national school system, CBSE, has included this book in their recommended reading list. So I understand the former president of India, Dr. Kalam, is also impressed by your program, and he has mentioned it in several of his speeches.
Yes, indeed. Dr. Kalam has praised iCreate many times. In one of his speeches, he gave an example of an iCreate entrepreneur, Abdus Samad. Abdus Samad was a poor young man from a village who, after getting the iCreate training, started a seed farm business 8 years ago. And today, his business volume is 10 crores.
Oh, wow.
Or 100 million rupees. And he provides employment to 450 fellow villagers.
Oh, wow, that is so wonderful.
We're also fortunate to have some phenomenal individuals who are not only funding the centers, but are providing direct guidance to the organization. There are many I would have liked to name. However, given the limited time, I'd like to mention a few. Vishwa Prakash, Purnendu Chatterjee, Jay Mishra, Siraj Bora, Kirit Desai, Deepak Mayani, Sridhar Menon, and our own siblings. The amazing people came forward to support iCreate as an act of faith, since it was little more than an idea back then. Today we have a successful track record which wasn't there when they joined.
Your program has won many awards, including, was it called the Best International Entrepreneurship Program this year? That must be pretty gratifying.
It is indeed very gratifying. And what gives us most gratification is seeing the lives of young people transformed after they've participated in the iCreate program. For example, last year we attended an iCreate training at a vocational school for girls from poor families, children of domestics, rickshawalas, etc. These girls, who looked timid and undernourished, were transformed in their knowledge and confidence after participating in the iCreate program. When they presented their business plans in front of the audience, which was a first ever for them, they spoke with such confidence that it brought tears to my eyes. They made sophisticated PowerPoint presentations with mastery, discussing concepts like market segmentation, break-even, cash flow, raising capital, risk mitigation, and much more.
Ah, that sounds like mini MBA, all right. So, Harsh, last 30 seconds, anything you would like to add?
Sure. iCreate has now got a cloud campus. Students who can't attend the program live can access it through our cloud campus. And video sessions of our program can also be viewed on our website.
Well, thanks, Aruna and Harsh. It's been really wonderful having you.
And coming our way next, we have a Washington Current Review. The host here is Mr. Frank Islam, who is the CEO of FI Investment Group. Mr. Islam's guest is Mr. Harsh Bhargav.
Here's the thing. We have awesome demographics in India. 250 million young people will join the workforce in India in the next 10 years. 250 million. That's just about nearing US population. And if we don't put these people to jobs, we would have lost an opportunity of a lifetime to make India an economic superpower. Well, that's how iCreate comes. iCreate's mission is to create job creators and not job seekers through entrepreneurship training.
And what have you been success story?
In terms of pure numbers, Frank, we have trained 35,000 students. 9,000 have attended our full workshop. These are disadvantaged women and youth, of which 2,000 have started their own entrepreneurship, their own little businesses, providing employment to a number of people. One more thing I want to say in this context. We have primarily focused on women. And the reason is very simple. They're the ones that are hurting the most. And the other thing about women, Frank, as you know, what we found out is if you empower a woman economically, you empower her entire future generations.
That's true.
Because what she does, and we have seen this time and again, that she plows back the income from her business to feed her children, to clothe them, to send them to schools.
So how do you train these people?
Okay, that's a very good question, Frank, because we have a very distinctive methodology of training. Ours is a very participatory, interactive methodology. There are no lectures and there are no expensive textbooks either. And what is so amazing is whether they are 8th grade passed or they are masters, these trainees have so much market sense. And our trainers don't really train them. They facilitate the process of getting the best out of it and create best practices.
That's very well said.
So one thing that I wanted to say is
Sure.
that we don't call our trainers trainers.
What do you call them?
We call them facilitators.
So this is the book. I just want to show the audience. It's called I Create Grassroots Entrepreneurship Facilitator Manual. So what's the best way to describe it? Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Yeah. And we do a lot of training to these facilitators because generally people love to do lectures. So we have a 5-day intensive training program for these facilitators before they are ready to go train these young people. We have a wonderful team in India. In every center we have a director, but we also have a national office in Bangalore, which is headed by Ullas Kamath, and he is one of the finest men I have met.
Somebody wants to help and contact and get involved, engage, and be informed about this I Create. Tell them how to do that to the audience.
Well, if you really want to, and I know people from India have the same feeling about India, want to do something for India, and I'm no different from you. So if you do want to provide any resources, contact us at icreateinc@gmail.com, icreateinc@gmail.com. We also have a website, www.icreateinc.org.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bhargava.